Yeah, whatever. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 33rd episode of the show, Power Rangers Zeo, as well as the 188th episode overall, titled Revelations of Gold. We start this episode off with Pyramidas flying through the sky and being shot at by alien ships. The Gold Ranger is freaking out a little bit inside, saying how he can't shake them. We then see that inside it's a bunch of Varrock's bounty hunters. They say that if they can't have the Gold Ranger powers, no one will. Meanwhile, in a field, Adam and Tanya are demonstrating kata to some kids. Also, Goldar and Rito are there, and they wonder who their own family is since there's so many families around them. Goldar says that they better get back. Then they see Pyramidas is under attack in the sky. Clank tells the Machine Empire how the Gold Ranger is too far from their grasp to get, even though he's on an insane course currently. They find out that the Varrocks are after the Gold Ranger, and Mondo says that while it's not ideal, no Gold Ranger is better than just him being there. Then the Varrocks say that one more hit will finish the Gold Ranger, and then they hit Pyramidas just as it flies through space in all of its horrible 1996 CGI glory toward a planet, falling into an ocean. The Varrocks believe that they successfully killed the Gold Ranger, leaving. We then slow zoom from Pyramidas at the bottom of the ocean. Adam and Tanya are helping Billy, and Billy finds Pyramidas in a sea on Aquitar, and they see that the Varrocks have left. They start to get afraid that they actually succeeded. Meanwhile, Bulk and Skull are lamenting how bored they are at the detective office, and Goldar and Rito come in, giving them trash. They say that they want to hire Bulk and Skull to find their families. We then see a pod going through the water on Aquitar inside a building Sestro is helping the Gold Ranger in. Then Delphine is there while the Gold Ranger's powers leave him, and he's... who the fuck are you? The Equestrians called the Rangers in the power chamber, and they explain that he's resting and he's okay, but he can't stay on Aquitar for forever. Also, his name is Trey, the Lord of Triforia. Again, who are you? Mondo finds out that he's alive on Aquitar, and they have to make sure that Trey never gets back to Earth at all. Delphine then explains to the Rangers that if Trey is to survive at all, they have to teleport him to Earth immediately. Trey is teleported out of there. Mondo and crew see that he's coming, and Mondo orders that they use the defector shield immediately. Then in the power chamber, alarms go off, and they figure that there's a force field now around the power chamber, and if Trey isn't redirected, he'll hit the thing and just die on impact. Bulk and Skull decide to drive their bike around town to try to find out if they can figure out anything about Goldar and Rito. The Rangers then decide to reroute Trey to Angel Cove, which is a hilarious name. The others teleport out after Billy says that he thinks they can get out. Imagine this is how they all die also on impact. The Rangers show up at the beach and they see the fakest Trey ever fall into the ocean. The five of them run out into the water looking for him, and man, these underwater shots are like full of pollution. Tommy has also disappeared, but then Tommy rises out of the water with Trey in tow. They help Trey to shore. Remember that one time he said he couldn't tell them who he was or else he'd lose his powers? Then Trey just begins to glow weird colors and he splits into 3 separate bodies completely. They are the Trey of Courage, Trey of Wisdom, and Trey of Heart. Rocky then points out how there's 3 of them. They explain that they're Triforians, so they have 3 separate personalities. He says that he's been split from being a single person, and until he's whole again, he can't be the Gold Ranger. He must find someone to give the Gold Ranger powers to. The Rangers say that they have the perfect candidate, but then they start getting shot at by quadrifighters. The Rangers hide in a tiny cave, and Tommy gets in contact with Billy. He tells them that they need to get Trey out of there. The others are going to create a diversion to stop the quadrifighters. It's morphin' time! The 5 Rangers run onto the beach, and yeah, they're still getting fired at. Great diversion, everyone. Then Cogs show up behind them demanding the Gold Ranger. They all fight each other while all 3 Treys are just watching. Then the Machine Empire comes down and they surround Trey, who fights off all of the Cogs as best as he can. It's pretty clear that these triplets were picked for their fighting prowess and not necessarily their acting skills. Cat lets everyone know that they're actually sucking, and that Trey is almost kidnapped, and Tommy screams at Billy to just get the damn thing done already, and Billy's successful in getting the shield down. Then the Treys teleport away, and the Rangers get free. In the power chamber, the 3 Treys come to Billy asking if he's ready to receive the Gold Ranger powers. He agrees, grabbing the power staff, which causes a lot of lightning and whatnot. Meanwhile, the Rangers have defeated all the Cogs, and they talk smack back and forth with Mondo for a bit before the Machine Empire just leaves. They're excited because they think that Billy is now the new Gold Ranger. In space, Mondo promises a new and improved army to take on the Rangers. Meanwhile, Bulk and Skull come back to the office being haggled by Rito and Goldar, who demand answers. Basically, Bulk and Skull have nothing for them. And they find out that Goldar and Rito got a message in a box. They open it and it zooms out, knocking out Bulk and Skull. Then floating heads of Rita and Zed appear in front of Rito and Goldar, and they're telling Goldar and Rito to come home. The Rangers arrive back in the power chamber to find out that Billy cannot become the Gold Ranger. Apparently, when he took in a high dosage of particles when the command center originally blew up at the end of season 3, he made it so that he actually cannot take any powers anymore. It's like 2 magnets pushing against each other. They then realize that they need to find another candidate, and Tommy assures everyone that he has an idea of who can do the job. Zordon urges that he needs to bring this person there right away. The end. So this episode really takes a really nice dump on all the slow episodes before it, huh? I mean, the Gold Ranger almost dies. We find out that the Gold Ranger is some random dude that we never met. And then they try to give the powers to Billy, and it fails in a callback that spreads 33 episodes. That's insane. So yeah, the Gold Ranger is just some random dude from a different place. How does he know Alpha and Zordon? Since that was an entire point of the last episode. You know, about how they must have known each other? Nope, nothing. To say I was extremely disappointed with this conclusion as a child is a vast understatement, but it's okay because next episode's intriguing to say the least. So until next time, may the power protect you.